we're going to actually end up switching the battery packs over, and we're going to jump into gameplay on Call of Duty while using the Xbox Elite controller. Let me put that damn thing in there. It'd probably help if I put the battery pack in the right way. There we go. Beautiful. Now, while I got you on this one, so got it turned on here, the cool thing about the Xbox One, the Elite controller, is that you can program it all kinds of different ways. I'm going to end up going home. So one of the really cool things about the Xbox controller is because it is a Microsoft product, there's apps through your Xbox that can help you remap this very easily. All right, and I'll show you that in just a second. You can change out the thumbsticks and the paddles in the back, and I'm going to show you how that's done. It's really simple. It does not take a lot of work. It's really hard to mess this up. Everything is pretty much magnetized. So let's say I wanted to switch out my left thumbstick here for a taller convex, which is the raised paddle. All I got to do is pop this off. It's magnetized, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the new one on there, and it sticks. So now it's raised. So now I got two raised thumbsticks, two convex, meaning they're both curved out. This is really helpful if you're trying to get more range on your shot. I personally don't like the convex. I like the convex and concave. Whoops, let me put it over here. Convex and concave. So it really is all personal opinion. So whatever feels right for you. And the good news is you can try different ways as many times as you want. So I'll go ahead and switch it back. I'm going to do the, as you can see, it's a lower concave. I'm going to magnetize it there. So right now I'm playing with a low concave thumbstick and a raised convex. Okay, and I like keeping the raised convex because I feel like it gives me more range on my shot when I'm aiming around. Whoops, did not mean to go into that. So I'm back at home. It's got a switch on here. You got a 1 or 2. You can choose which settings you want to set the controller at, because when you customize it, you can customize it for either 1 or 2, and you can name those settings. So right now, I have it on 1. Our D-pad here, if we wanted to, we could change that out. It is also, come on, magnetized, okay? And so if I wanted to, I can take this little fancy guy right here, place it. Now I got that on top. Now you're like, what good would that be for? Maybe you like playing fighter games. This would be pretty nice for you. I also imagine with fighter games that the paddles in the back would be helpful too. So, everything else on the front, pretty much the same. Everything on the top, your connection, your charging cable, the same. The triggers, they also look the same. If I pull up the other controller, pretty much side by side, looking the same. Now, some of the other differences, besides being able to customize your thumbsticks and the D-pad, on the back, if you look down here, these little green slots, these are allowing us to adjust the hair trigger line. So right now when I pull down on this, whoops, I should probably stop screwing around with this thing turned on. I'm gonna go ahead and just unplug it. When I pull on this, it's got a pretty short distance, as where if I push it up, now I've got all the regular flex in my controller. And it's hard for me to describe how this feels, but ultimately when I pull down on the right trigger or the left trigger even, there's less distance that the trigger has to travel before it engages and it does what I want it to do. So before it shoots, before it aims, or whatever else I might map this thing to. So this is really helpful. The fact that this comes standard on your Elite controllers is really nice. So, consider that. If you're one of those ones where it's like, if you're like I was back in the day, and even now, I hold down my triggers partially. Like the shoot, when I know somebody's coming around that corner, I want to be ready to be, 50 or 75% on the trigger, and then right when they pop, bam, bring it down. That way I'm not in the moment trying to catch up and shoot them, right? So that's something to consider. So I'm going to go ahead and put the battery pack in, because I'm going to show you these triggers here in just a second, or the paddles, I should say. All right, so it's closed back up. We got our paddles here. These guys are really easy to put in and out, also magnetized. You just pop them out like so. I'm gonna go ahead and put them back in. Now these ones are only designed to go in these places, so I can't put this one over here or this one over here or move this one up or move this one up. This is where they've got to be. If I wanted to add new ones, I'd just take one of the other ones out of my case and pop it in. Whoop. Gotcha. Well, that's kind of silly. What am I doing wrong here? I'm doing something wrong. Gotta fix it. Oh, I put it in the wrong side. See? Putting it in the wrong side will make a difference. So, got it right there. I'm going to go ahead and just grab the other one. Put that one in as well. Ta-da! Okay. So, now, it just got dark all of a sudden. So now I've got all 4 paddles in. Okay? And you're like, well, what am I going to use all those freaking paddles for? As you saw, I was only using 2, and that's because I'm used to using just these 2 bottom ones because I normally run the Scuf. So I've got these set up right now. I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to turn the controller on. We're back at the Xbox homepage. What you're going to do is you're going to go to Xbox Accessories. Okay, it's an app within your Xbox. You don't have to do nothing special to get this. Now, in this Xbox Accessories app, you're going to see your controller here. You also see I got my headset there, but I've got my controller here, and you can see right now it's set to COD, Call of Duty, and I have settings set up for that specifically. If I switch it over, see on 1 is, it doesn't say COD on here, but it's 1. If I switch it over, watch the screen, it goes to default, whatever default might be. But right now I have it on COD, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press configure. I'm going to press that, and again, got it set to COD. I'm going to go over here to edit and start with the mapping. So right now, you can see I've got A button, map to A button. If I wanted to, I can make the A button be the B button. So when I press A, it will do what B normally does. Now be careful when you start switching these things around, because if you turn A to B and you press A on a game, it's going to back you out or say no to something. So I recommend keeping that, default A to A. Now let me show you where this really comes in handy. I'm going to go to select a button to map to, and I'm going to go down, all the way down to these paddles. Okay, this is where the controller really gets helpful. So the upper left paddle right now is set to the A button. Now if I wanted to, I can set it to X. Now this would be helpful if you're playing something like, if you're playing Blackout, or you're playing Apex Legends, and you're doing a lot of looting. Having X back there so that you can keep moving around and looking around and pressing X, that'll be really helpful for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. I'm gonna go to the upper right, and I have it set for B right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just change it over to Y. And I think that'll be helpful for me on Y, because especially playing Call of Duty, if I want to call in my kill streaks, my score streaks, without having to lift my thumb off of the controller here, I can just press the button in the back and it's all good. Okay, upper right, Y. Then I'm gonna go to lower left, A. Now I like this one because A is my jump. I like being able to keep my thumb on the stick without having to take it off to jump. So I keep my lower left. This one back here is my A. So if I go to lower right, this one is my B. So I've essentially been able to make all the buttons here. I've essentially gotten rid of these buttons. They might as well not even exist. So all 4 of these buttons are now mapped to all 4 of these paddles in the back, which is sweet. I freaking love it, because I'm able to run and gun and jump and slide and melee, call score streaks, reload, do all those things and loot without even having to take my thumbs off of the joysticks. That's what makes that very helpful. Now, on top of just mapping with these controllers, you can set the sensitivity. You can set the curve to it being super aggressive. So when you move it, it goes really fast. So people that play on high sensitivities, this might be nice for you. I normally just keep this one on default. The same thing for the right stick. I keep it on default. For the triggers, moving the sliders to adjust the dead zones. So this is something that you can do on top of setting the, gosh dang it, that you can do on top of the feature back here that allows you to push these triggers. If you notice, it takes a lot less. See, because I've set that hair trigger, those green bars aren't going all the way back. So I'm going to go ahead and release that hair trigger, and it's going all the way back. Now I have to pull this all the way back before it engages. But now I set my trigger, and this is where it pops. So it goes a lot faster. Okay, you can do that for one or the other. You can make it so where it's instant, say on your aim, and more. You have more of a delay on the right trigger for your shot. This is where I like to keep it. It works out pretty nice. You can also adjust the vibration of each trigger. The main vibration, some people like playing with vibration, some people don't. This controller is very customizable, very helpful. So now that we've kind of got into the breakdown of it, we're going to go ahead and jump into a little bit of gameplay like we did with the other Xbox controller. We're going to just go into the same type of match. We're going to go into a core team death. Now what I'm going to do, just so you guys know, I'm going to take off these two top paddles. The reason why is because I run tactical, so B is my tactical, my melee, I should say. So I got my jump and my melee. I'm going to play with those two, with all the other settings that you've seen. Core team death. Let's go ahead, find us a match. Nuketown will be a good opportunity for us to see, you know, what we're capable of, because if you played Nuketown, you know it's fast paced unless you're camping, which there's really nothing wrong with. But if you're fast paced, there's going to be people all over the place jumping, sliding, melee, shooting, all that stuff. You need to be able to do it really quickly. So playing with the controller like your Elite here is going to help you move a lot faster. Going to hopefully help me win a lot more gunfights. We're going to find out right now. Got us some players in here. Oh, we got the Master Prestige. That'll be cool. So let's see how these paddles work. Let's see how this controller works and the sensitivity of everything. Woo! All right. It doesn't matter what controller you have. If you're not doing good like me, no, we're going back to SWAT. It doesn't matter what controller you have. If you're not good, you're not good. Gotcha, fool. Sorry about it. Got him. Let's see where we got everybody else at. Another one back over there. Thanks, teammate. Ooh, see, that was just bad. I should have let out. My ADS is at 0.75 right now, so. Oh, yuck. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and bring that down one. Whoop, not today. Whoop. Gotcha. Try me, fool. Freaking try me. Oh, two campers. Two guys camping upstairs next door. Whoop, not even about to be that guy. Not gonna work. Gotcha, fool. So that's a fella that was running that Spitfire, and I do not want to mess with that. I don't know. If you run Spitfire, no hate on you. I'm just... Oh, he's over there with his Prophet rifle. Heal up. I don't know what the technical term is for that, but... Whoa! Should have jumped away a second ago. Who is this guy? 181. Alright, well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna fry these guys. Sorry about it, dudes. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. We know it's hot. Don't touch it. just go ahead and get him with this. Ooh. Got a guy over on the other side of this wall here. We're gonna just melt him. Oh, never mind. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Yeah, got you, Ruin. Got you, boy. Oh, jeez, Louise. How even? It's all right. It's all right. Let's not lose our cool, guys. The win! We got it! How'd this guy do? 27-15. Got it 27-13. That's good. That's not bad. Not as much as I got with the other controller, which is interesting. But again, I'm not ultra fan of the Elite. Now, it works great. You might like it. It is super customizable. Price tag on it is usually anywhere between 100 and 150 bucks. 150 bucks probably around on the new range. So you want to spend 150 bucks on a new one of these, by all means, go for it, give it a shot. However, for me, this is not my go-to, but it works okay. I still did decent. I probably needed to spend a little bit more time playing with this one before jumping into it, but I just wanted to show you guys a true difference between one to the other. So we're going to back out of this one right now. And I'm going to switch over to the Scuf. I'll give you a quick highlight on the Scuf, what the difference is between the Scuf and the Pro and the Basic, and then we're going to get into some gameplay with that.